Hello, and welcome to the Swole Initiative Network. You're watching the Fables of Gahlia, the correct way to start your weekend off. So thank you for being here nice and early. You get a nice sweet treat before we get into it. We're going to roll through some awesome companies that allow us to do the thing that we do here. So without further ado, Stacks, why don't you take us away for a change?
Sweet. Straight from the halls of Valhalla comes our first sponsor of the night, Norse Foundry. They create artisan dice and gaming accessories for all your TTRPG needs, crafted from the finest metals and gemstones by the dwarves themselves. With Norse Foundry, even your nat ones will be beautiful. Hopefully you don't roll those, though. Check out the link in the chat or just head over to norsefoundry.com and use our special promo code SWOLE, SWOLE, to get to actually save 10% off your order. So that's a good thing.
Oh.
Awesome. Moving on. Betty, what you got?
Hey guys, you can also check out our friends Nine Realms at Nine Realms Gaming, where you can get quality and affordable gaming accessories made from beautiful quality woods, and you can get cool custom ones like this, like little trays, and you can use the code SWOLE10 and get 10% off of your purchase and roll your beautiful Norse Foundry dice, and hopefully you get better than a 3, which is what I got. That's me.
Awesome. Brent.
All right, you guys, it is once again time to give a special thank you and shout out to our next sponsor of the evening. Say it with me, Griffin Co. If you would like to get in on this awesome action, just go on over to griffinco.com and use the promo code SWOLE22 at checkout, and you will receive 22% off of your entire order. Not one item, not two items, but everything in your shopping cart. All right, that's me.
And bring us home, Ash.
All right, you guys, I'll level with you. You need to roll for initiative before jumping into the mosh pit with Dice and Devil Horns. Visit diceanddevilhorns.com for heavy metal, tabletop, gaming merch, mugs, and more. Use code SWOLE at checkout for 10% off your order, and be sure to follow them on Instagram for those sweet memes. That's Dice, the letter N, devilhorns.com. And rock before you roll.
Yes, awesome. Before we quickly run through some of the other things that we got, I want to say a special shout out to Diane, Pretty DM. Welcome back. To Lilith. What is that? Is that her name? I don't know.
No, it's Lily.
My name's Lily.
Lily.
Well, I know it's Lily, but I just ad-libbed that it was Lilith in full, and I'd never checked, so I took that back.
We never talked about it. I don't know.
Nope.
It's
Sure.
Lily. No, it's Lily,
Yeah.
like the flower.
That's right. There you go.
She is the one who named me, so.
Other than the DM getting his players' names completely wrong, we have flex points, which you can donate your well-earned channel points. You just throw those in there. Click on the little flexi arm thing. They don't cost anything. You get it just by watching. When 10 people sponsor one player in one stream, they will get a flex point depicted with a flexi arm. Flexi, not sexy. Maybe both. Who knows? Whatever tickles your fancy, I guess. But that will enable them to flex on their abilities and possibly give them a cool narrative moment where they're able to maybe do something that their rules as written says that they shouldn't be doing. So team up on who you think needs it in the chat. That's the easiest way to make sure that that player gets it. Other than that, we have a sub goal that we are on the way to. Once we hit 150, this is the last time that we'll be doing the sub goal, I believe, for this month. So if we hit 150, we're going to send out another Norse Foundry gift card, where you can either buy a full set of dice or put them towards a more expensive set of dice that you can get for cheaper. So once we hit 150 subs, we'll let everyone know that the giveaway is active. You jump in. You do have to be in the stream to win it, because we'll announce it at just a random lull point during the show. And so you have to be here in order to claim it. You've got to claim it in the chat, or we move on. You have been warned. Other things. Prime subs. If you have a Prime account, you can use your Prime sub on one channel per month. If you choose us, then thank you so much. But if you do continue to use it, you will need to resub the Prime thing. The Prime thing doesn't roll over. You got to do it every month. So just a reminder there. Gifted subs count as well. Thank you, everyone. I'm seeing it go.
It's going nuts. And Lily
I
just
know.
got her flex point. Before we
Lily's
ever showed the
flexing
trailer,
already.
she's flexing.
Not even in the game. This is did the point go to Diane at this point? She's not Lily yet.
No.
It says Lily.
No.
No. It's Lily.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I have to tell all of you at home and or wherever you may be. So I guess there's nothing left to do except roll into the next chapter of Fables of Gahlia. And welcome back. So, last time on the Fables of Gahlia, you guys had parted ways with Rob and Dave, and the hunters, if we can call them that were working for Eric and taking the basilisk eggs back to Elderwich. Spending the next 24 hours, the next day or so, traversing the mountainside, really, hugging along the mountainside. You guys found yourselves upon a mountain path, which led up, and there was a small fence around the one side as it starts to become almost like a cliff edge and cresting around the corner, you were met with some bleating yote goats, which for all of you is the first time in seeing yote goats. These giant mountain goats with tightly curled ram's horns and very deep bleats. Attached to that was a cart, which was empty, and that's very important if you were there last time. And then to the side was a broken wheel and a very old barnacle-encrusted turtle, who you later found out to be Soldi, or Old Salty, as everyone calls him. After conversing with him for what seemed like an eternity, double mending cantrips, trying to fix the wheel, it is sort of back on to a traveling okay. Just don't take it too fast. You guys helped Soldi, and he was willing to let you travel to his home, which he let you know was Hunger's Edge. And so this is where we are picking up. Everyone is the cart is ready for you guys. Soldi kind of hobbles over and very slowly pulls himself up into like the driver's seat, which can seat another like one person on either side of him, and he picks up the reins and looks over and says, "Well, are you coming or not?"
Ready? We're ready when you are. Salty.
Slow pokes. And so
Right.
he awaits. What kind of configuration would you like to get in? Oh, you do still have
Horses.
oh no, the horses. Yes.
Ted.
Ted and Jerry?
Yeah, Ted and Jerry. That's it.
Sure. I'll stay with Ted.
Please forgive me.
Just Ted.
Well, I do
Jerry
believe
can go. Jerry's gone.
I believe
Fuck off,
someone
Jared.
else was.
Yeah, I think
Take-
Kaya was riding Jerry.
Yeah.
No,
No.
I was walking.
Mhm.
Oh, you were?
Adam's definitely getting in the back of the cart. Any chance to not sit on a horse, she's taking.
Yeah, so as you get into the back of the cart, it does kind of wobble on that like back right wheel a little bit, just like mending may not have fixed everything to do with this. But as you sit down, you do see like it's not like licked clean. There are salt deposits kind of all over the bottom of the cart.
Just
She'll kind of
Make
bend
sure you-
over and dust a spot off and plop down. Yeah.
Got it.
Adeline, make sure y'all adjust your seating arrangement so that you're not putting any weight on that corner where the wheel was broken. That way all the weight is on the good wheels. You know what I'm trying to say?
We fixed it.
I know, but it's still a little wobbly where the wheel is fixed, but maybe where it attached to the axle, maybe not quite so sturdy. And, we don't want it to break again on the way down the mountain.
Are you questioning our prowess?
Not at all. The wheel looks great. I'm just saying maybe how it attaches right now isn't so great. You didn't fix that part.
Right.
It's kind of like a wobbly restaurant table right now. There's just that one leg that doesn't quite meet the floor in the same place as everything else.
Yeah.
But the wheel moves. It's not like just gonna explode as soon as you get going.
Adeline will sit towards the front of the cart away from the fixed wheel, not the broken one. It's fixed. It's fixed.
Got it. Cool. So, Kaya and Rose on horseback. We got.
Well, Lily was riding with me before. She can choose. She stays with me. Okay.
Sweet. Okay. Both of you on the horse. Lost will. What would he do? Would he get up front?
I think he was probably.
No.
He would
he
probably lay down in the cart.
Yeah.
He's probably going to kick back in the back of the cart.
Drink from the jug.
It's empty. He emptied it. So okay, so that and Rhapsody. Well, where would you like to go?
If Kai is on the horse, I'll ride in the cart, and then if he is up there with Salty, then I'll ride on the extra horse. So whichever, because I can't remember if he got back up and was talking to Salty on the way or not. But either way, the horses will be taken care of.
I'll ride the horse.
Okay. Oh dear, that means I sit with.
Oh no.
No, Lost is sitting there, so I'll sit back there with Adeline.
He's in the back of the cart.
No! Oh gosh, I'll sit next to Salty.
I've warmed it up for you, Sonny. That's a joke, because I'm cold-blooded.
Right.
Biologically, not morally.
Oh, yes, I completely understand that. Why did your wheel fall off in the first place, old Salty?
Ah, that's a long story. I was going way too fast around these bends. And as I came around the corner, I found a rock, of all things, in the road. And the cartwheel hit the rock. And the cart kept going, but the wheel did not. And so it parted ways.
Well, if it's any consolation, we have. Oh, the ladies have repaired the wheel, so
excellent.
all...
Yeah, and the goats just take off. So they just and then go. And he's like, "Oh, slow down! So we have company." As the back is the cart's like bowling around. Yeah, go ahead, Adeline. Give me a dexterity save.
Fuck. Okay. Oh. 13.
13. Okay, it's you don't like fly out of the cart or anything. Like you managed to grab on to like the corner wall in the that you've kind of pinned yourself into. But you are like bouncing, like jittering, like your glasses like start to bounce off your nose. You have to like push them back on. It's not a
Fantastic.
not a wonderfully comfortable ride, but he does start to slow it down a little bit. I forgot about everyone else. So sorry. What was your name?
Rhapsody. You can call me Roz. It's not as long.
Roz!
Yes. I've never seen a single syllable last that long, but here we are. Yes, Roz.
I'm Soldy, but you can call me Old Salty. Because I take the salt in my cart.
You know, it all makes sense now. I was just wondering if people were pronouncing your name incorrectly.
Soldy or salty?
Yes, like that.
Oh, I see. No, Old Salty is a nickname.
So I take it you've been transporting salt for some time. Oh, dear, this is going to be a long story.
That's a long story. And he starts to go into, for the sake of brevity, goes into his long, illustrious career, how he retired to Hunger's Edge, but then having itchy feet, not wanting to sit still on the beach, did find a part-time job that turned into a full-time career, transporting salt to be sold for like keeping meats and fish and everything else that you would need salt for. What's everyone else doing?
Just on for dear life.
When they picked up so quickly and everyone started jolting around, I would have definitely taken a look over at Lily and Kaya and be like, I think we chose the correct mode of transportation.
Yeah.
We most certainly did. Normally, I would be up there with Old Salty. I normally volunteer for that kind of thing. But I spoke, when he and I were speaking earlier, I realized that might make for a long ride. And I felt like, riding back here might be a little more peaceful.
Oh. Okay. You don't see any kind of similarities between yourself and Salty?
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. I was just wondering. It's just a question. Those goats, I've never seen those before.
Me either.
A
I've
yoked
heard about them,
goat.
but I've never, sometimes
Have you heard about them?
there's goats that are like they live on the plains, and that's the kind we had where I'm from.
Oh.
And they don't look anything like that. They just have the straight horns and the little beards, kind of like me. and these are different though. I mean, they have beards, but these are much bigger and stronger than the kind we had. The ones we had were much leaner. They could, I don't know. I don't think they could pull a wagon like this. Or maybe they could, but it would probably take a lot more of them. Anyway, I should probably scout ahead.
Kaya, if you want, you can give me a nature check.
Oh, natural 1.
Ooh.
Good to know.
So that would be a 1.
Good to know. Cool. So you guys
I'm still rolling low from last night.
Uh-oh.
So you guys start catching up to the cart once it's slowed down, so that you don't have to sprint over there. And so the cart is kind of just more of a trundling along right now along this mountain road that again just kind of cliffs off to the side on the right hand side, and actually goes quite a way down. Like you've been traveling up for quite a while, and it's just this maybe 15-20 foot wide roadway that you're being led along to Hunger's Edge. Is there anything you guys want to do or talk about, or?
Salty, is there ever any bandits or individuals that would like to steal your salt before you transport it where you need to?
Bandits stealing my salt? That'll be the day. Not usually along these roads.
So it's pretty quiet then. Do you
Yes.
get lonely?
Well, from time to time, I suppose. I hadn't really thought about it until now.
I mean, you don't have to do that. I mean, I was just curious, really. It's you have lovely company now. We are here to enjoy the sights.
Yes, you are wonderful people, fixing my cart and helping an old turtle. But where did you come from?
Oh, that's a long story, Salty.
Oh, I love long stories.
Well, and Roz will begin to explain.
Sweet. And from that was a long story. But I meant, where were you traveling from? I didn't want to interrupt your story.
Oh, you really should have. I could have given you like the Cliff Note version. Just the city right back, not too far. Well, a few days from here.
I see. Did you come along the mountainside all the way?
For the most part, we had help. Little help. Yeah.
That's nice. Cryptic, but nice.
I mean, it was Goliath, which we just happened upon in the woods. Well, he more or less happened upon us. And he kind of showed us like a much more direct route to get to where we came across you, actually. Well, eventually came across you.
Ooh. Well, that was nice of him.
Yeah, yes, it was, actually. Your animals that are pulling this cart, they're quite unique. Have you had them for a while?
These two?
Yes. The loud ones.
We tend to rotate them at Hunger's Edge. It's not fair to make them do all of the traveling.
So there's more?
Oh, yes.
Are they native there, or are you importing them to Hunger's Edge?
They were imported, I suppose. They came along with Speaker Oline.
Speaker Holine?
Oline.
Owine. Who is that?
Speak of Owine, well, that's a long story. Speak of Owine is the dwarf that helped found Hunger's Edge into the bustling metropolis that it is now.
Why exactly do they call it Hunger's Edge?
That's just the name of the point at the beach. It already had the name. We just live there now.
Oh. I'm sorry, I feel silly for asking the
No,
most
it's
direct.
fine. Not every story is a long story. Just the best ones.
So I'm riding next to the cart, and I hear some of this, and so I hear you look. Hunger's Edge is on the beach. Is that? Do you get your salt? What do you dry? You evaporate the ocean water in big vats, and then that's how you get your salt. Is that what you do, or is there a salt mine on the mountains, or how do you get it?
We'd never even thought of using the salt from the water. But there's a mine.
I mean, that's probably easier. This, you don't get very much from the ocean, I wouldn't think. I mean, it tastes salty, but I wouldn't think there would be you could just go take one big, pick some in the mine and
pull out a bucket load,
and that's probably more than you could get in a week. And you just got it in 10 minutes,
We could charge a premium, though.
For the sea salt?
What?
Charge a premium for the sea salt?
Oh, the sea salt. I thought you were calling me.
Oh,
yes.
No. I mean, I'm sure people would want to pay a premium to see salty.
What?
To see you.
To see salt or to see me?
I mean, never mind. I was just saying, you said, was I calling you? And I said, no, but I'm sure that people would pay a premium to see salty, to see you and hear your stories. What did you do before you were old salty? What did you do before you hauled salt? You said you had a great life and you didn't feel like settling down when you retired. You decided to keep on doing stuff. What did you do before that?
Well, whatever I needed to.
Were you a sailor? Were you a soldier? Were you a businessman? Just a roustabout, do whatever you needed to do at the time?
Yep. It's how we all just get about in this life, isn't it?
Yeah. Suppose that's true. That's what we're doing now. I mean, we have an overall goal or an aim. I shouldn't call it a goal. It's a direction we're heading.
That sounds like a long story. Tell me about it.
Well, when I left my hometown, I took I rode to Port Aldez, and then I got on a ship, and it took me all the way around the big white sand island to Tethys over off on Udan. I don't know if you've ever been over to that other continent, but it was a pretty long ride on the ship. I didn't at first. I was pretty, they call it green because I wasn't very good being on the ocean. And then that I got there, and someone led me to this place called the Temple of the Flowing Sands, and that's where I met my friend there, Roz, who's sitting next to you. And we've been friends for several years now, and we're more like brothers than we are friends. We don't look anything alike, but we feel like brothers. So we were there, and then we came back from there, and there was this big fight over at Ship's Rest, and somebody was killed, and so we had to make a delivery over in Elder Witch. And when we made that delivery, we met Adeline, and also Lily and Rose. And we all decided to meet up, or to stay together after that. And then we went over to Bargaden, and we we did some pretty.
Sorry, terribly. While this was all happening, I spent a key point and patient defensed.
Some of this story was
explained the story.
familiar.
I explained the story to Salty. And he's too kind to stop you, but he knows.
Okay. Bargaden, to hear. That catches you up to what we're doing.
Oh, I didn't mean to insult you, laddie.
Well, we're heading to the Institute. Ultimately, that's our goal.
You're going the wrong way.
Well, we're making the bend, and
What?
it won't be the wrong way when we make the turn around the edge of the mountains. Adeline, we knew this because we're going the longer route because it's less dangerous.
Yes, but it's so long.
I'll holler up from the horse way back in the back because of observant. I'm hearing all of this. You chose the safer way, which is the longer way. That was your choice.
Oh, that's a long route.
Yes. I'm gonna look back at Lily and be like, Kaya can't help himself.
I honestly have no words. I think they took them all.
You typically don't, but even still, that's saying something.
Well, did you come through the basilisk nests?
Yes.
Oh. How did that go?
Rob is still like.
I'm just gonna kind of like sigh and roll my eyes, and then oh no, it's a very narrow path, isn't it? We can't all be beside the cart.
You could just about fit like on either side of the cart if you wanted to ride up.
I don't want to fall off the cliff, so I'll just be like, yeah, I'll let them tell you about it, and just kind of stay back there. One bad roll, and me and Lily and the horse are, so I'm good.
You know the basilisk nest.
Yes.
Okay.
Good talk. Yes, you see, they burrow into the mountainside. We've been having some issues with them in the mine.
Oh. How many are there, do you think?
Oh, at least several.
So non-committal.
Specific.
Well,
Right.
1,750.
honestly, I am not really in charge of the mine. I transport the salt in my cart.
Yes. Yes, of course. And I assume the salt is just like bouncing as well, just like getting into everything.
Like sand.
Yeah, like as it has like steadied down. It's just kind of like a slow kind of trundle more than having to grip on.
Okay. He's still holding on for dear life, regardless. Very tense right now.
I'm glad you made it through, though.
Well, I mean, we're pretty glad about that as well. We got to help you out with your cartwheel.
My cartwheel. Oh, not a cartwheel.
The wheel on your
for my cart.
Yeah, your cart wheel.
Right. I haven't worked on a cartwheel in a long time.
I
Right.
see that so bad.
You know, we used to, us turtles, used to find a hill, and then we'd run to the edge of the hill and then pop ourselves into our shell and roll on the hill on the side.
That seems awful.
I was like,
I don't.
It wasn't awful.
You know what might be more fun is if you did it in the snow, and it would be like a saucer that you ride down the snow and it slides on the snow. But
I
it's your
don't do
belly.
well in the snow.
Well, I understand, amphibious / reptile. I know how that works.
Speak up, son. You're mumbling.
Never mind. I understand that sometimes it might be you might get a little stiff in the snow. Not your joints aren't so limber when it gets
A
cold.
little dead.
Not that cold. I don't mean. Never mind.
I like the heat. I imagine so do you.
I do, but you
Find
see,
a nice rock to lie on, curl up in the sun.
I have this ring. It keeps me warm.
What is happening?
Even in the snow.
You don't like rocks? You're too good for rocks.
No, but I don't need a rock. I can travel in the
Just put
snow.
in your chain.
All right.
Really?
I'm gonna fall back.
I out-Kaya'd Kaya.
Lily, I think Kaya's met his match.
Oh no.
I was wondering if they would just keep talking forever. But I guess
think
I'm
he
wrong.
out-talked him. Even Kaya didn't know what. I've never witnessed something so incredible in my life.
Oh man.
We've literally seen people be brought back from the dead.
On a regular basis. But this is incredible.
Oh no.
You're literally talking to like a miracle of your goddess. This was something else.
I'm just gonna kind of mumble to myself. I wonder how far it is from here.
So, as travel continues, you guys kind of talk amongst yourselves. The occasional kind of cackle heard from Old Salty. followed by a sigh from Rhapsody every so often. And then the path heads up a little bit where you can see like a crest of the hill, like forming a horizon. And then as you approach the crest and start to see over this horizon, you start looking at a downward slope that follows the mountain again. But beyond that, you can now see the beachfront. After a few minutes of kind of coming down, you start to hear the crashing of waves, like only gently. You can see that the tide is starting to pull out, leaving a golden sand. But further out from the beach, you can see a tall land mass, broken away from the edge of the mountains into the sand. It's as high as the mountainside, but it's been left uneroded. The waves crash outwards and around this pillar of leftover mountain. And as you start descending the slope down, you start to see that there are buildings cut into the column of rock facing back towards the land. Many buildings. As you're getting closer, you're starting to see more and more of them showing up. At differing heights, connected by a series of zigzagging bridges and connected walkways. The buildings almost like disappear into the rock from a distance, and it's only as you like start coming down towards the land level that you can start to pick up all of these details, and you do see people moving around, sort of just like like when you're really, really far away. People look like ants. Zoolander reference. You can start to see people like moving around on the walkways and things. And you start to see these small patches of green, almost like moss on the side of a rock. But you know that it's just distance, and it's plant life. They've built a town. It's not quite the metropolis that Salty had alluded to, but the buildings are all mixed in with the dark browns and tans of the rock itself, almost like it's basically just been carved out of the rock. But you reach the sand as the tide is pulling out and around away from the landmass. This is Hunger's Edge.
Not long now. Just across the sand and we'll be there.
Well, thank you, Salty, for taking us here. I mean, I'm not sure how much longer it would have took us if we walked. Imagine at least a day.
I'd say.
Are there accommodations there at Hunger's Edge? Place for us to stay? An inn? Something nice?
Oh, you're more than welcome to stay at my house.
That is so kind, so generous of you, Salty. We couldn't put you out like that, though.
Oh, anything for a friend.
It sounds lovely.
But if you need somewhere else, there are places.
Do you have a large family, Salty?
Oh, No. It's just me.
Well, it would be very rude for us not to take up your very kind offer, but only if there's room and it won't inconvenience you in any way. And
Well, let's see. How many of you are there?
And he like pops himself into his shell and then pops out facing the other way.
I didn't realize that works that way. I thought they were attached on the inside.
Nope. And
Are you sure? Roll an investigation.
I've said it happens, and he starts counting. He starts making a head count, and then pops in, pops back out, grabs the reins again.
I'll be honest. I only have one other room.
Oh.
So unless you all
great
want to stay in it, you're more than welcome to stay in the room. Unless you wanted my room, in which case I would sleep on the floor.
No. We absolutely couldn't do that to you. If you could, we won't disturb your peace for any longer than we already have by hitching a ride. So, yes, when we get into town, if you could point us towards an inn or something. Some of us are very particular about our sleep, you know. I'm not pointing fingers, but it's me, and I can't sleep in a room with the rest of these people.
Ooh.
Well, you slept in a room with
us.
Lost.
Well, I think that they were.
I slept in a
Thievery.
hospital.
No,
where
it was.
Lost was
This
also a
sounds
patient.
like a long story.
No, it's very short actually, because nothing happened.
It was technically a room, though.
It was.
Yeah.
And
It
they
wasn't
both
really a
passed
hospital,
out
it was
from
just a-
fever.
It was a room. It wasn't a room.
Hmm.
Right. In that sense, haven't we all slept in rooms with? Why are we getting particular about it and trying to single out me?
Well,
I
you
don't
just said
see
you
who
wouldn't
brought it
sleep.
up.
Everyone's looking at
Yeah. You just said you wouldn't sleep in a room with
No,
any
I
of us, and I was just pointing out that you already have.
It's not like that. Do you all want to crowd into a single room together?
No, I was
Guys!
just- I think it's just we should probably be honest and accurate with our language.
You're so right. You're so right. Anyway, if you could take us to an inn, Salty, it would be appreciated.
Oh, it would be my pleasure.
And crosses this. It's a long beach out from where the rock is, and as you guys turn to like take in the view, you do see that there is a cutout, like a boarded like cavern way, cut into the mountain that faces out towards the water. Which, you know, putting two and two together, it's probably the mine. And you do see people walking out from it back towards the landmass that you're heading towards. This portion of the ride, Adeline, is a lot smoother on the sand. There's a little bit of drag to it, but you know the sand is basically freshly wet. And so very compacted, and so you're able to reach the base of Hunger's Edge, and he Salty kind of pulls up and slows down. Whoa, whoa. And the yoke goats stop. And he turns around and says, well, off we go. And you see, like, right ahead is basically like this like wooden cage with a bunch of ropes and pulleys sort of attached to it that goes way up. And so he sends both goats into the cage to start off with, pulls the bar down on the other side to lock it, and then yells up, time to go! And he watches the cage sort of shakes a little bit and then like swings to one side. The goats looking in opposite directions with their like each eye. It starts to swing a little, and then as it calms down, starts being pulled up, sort of a couple of feet by a couple of feet, as it goes up towards the sort of the base level of Hunger's Edge.
This is fascinating.
It'll be a while. I suppose we should have built more than one.
Oh, there is just the one. I'm sure it took a lot of engineering just for this.
Oh, yes. Yes, Speaker Owine was wonderful in the establishment of Hunger's Edge.
Why do you think he established Hunger's Edge here? Or why do you think he established the village here on Hunger's Edge? What drew him here?
Just look around. It's nice, right?
Sure. The sound of the ocean is lovely.
I was already here. I just like the beach. I like the sun. I like the water.
So there was already a group of people living here. You know, I guess it was already sort of a village before it had like formally constituted itself.
Nope.
Just you?
Just me, and then whoever came by.
So you're the original inhabitant.
Well, I don't think anyone really owns a place like this. It's for everyone.
Right. I didn't mean you owned it. I just said you were the original inhabitant.
Oh, I'm more of a free spirit. I travel with the waves, man.
What a philosophy.
We come, we go, we ebb, we flow.
That's quite
You
beautiful.
ever-
Deep.
Did all of your friends move on? You said before that you and your friends used to run up to a hill and then go into your shells and toss yourself off.
Oh, yes. Did I tell you about that? That was a wonderful time. I was but a wee boy. It's been a long time since I've been around my kind.
How old are you, old salty?
Old enough.
All right.
And you start to hear the of the cage starting to be lowered back down.
Oh, thank gods.
Well, you can give me a hand now.
And he starts going behind the cart and puts his hands on the back and starts pushing it towards the cage, drops down, pushes the cart on, pulls the
I feel
latch
like
down.
Adeline's sitting there the whole time.
Not help at all. She she stands off to the side like I'm helping by getting out of the way.
Pulls the latch down.
Time to go.
And it starts taking off again.
And they're on the next.
On the next one, yes.
With the horses.
I suppose we could have gone. No, it wouldn't have worked that way.
Is someone up there to receive the card?
I hope so, because someone took the goats.
Oh.
Right. True. Yes.
How many goats does the village have?
Oh,
You said they rotate them so they don't have to make the trip every time.
At least a few.
Yeah, I was trying to. Where did those goats come from?
I'd even push to say a couple of a few.
Oh.
When you said you imported the goats, where did they import them from?
Well, that's a long story. They come from Boulder.
Oh, we're actually heading there.
I think we're gonna try to head out for there tomorrow.
Oh,
How far of a ride is that from here, or a walk, I should say, because we won't have a cart when we leave here. We'll have just the two horses.
I'd say maybe between 1 and 2 days, depending on travel time.
Maybe we could get a cart here.
Oh, perhaps.
Oh, maybe we can see about that. I need my cart
I didn't mean
to
yours.
transport the salt.
Right. You have a big job.
Right.
We don't mean to
Wait.
take yours.
When's your next trip? For delivering salt? Are you?
Whenever they need me, but it's been less lately. What with all of the issues we're having in the mines getting dangerous. So we don't pull as much salt out of the mine as we used to.
Are there dangers beyond the basilisks?
I don't know. They seem to be the most dangerous.
Hmm.
Do you not have people that try to clean them out?
Like, take out their duties?
No, like clean them out of the cave. Like get the basilisks out. Like kill them all and get them gone.
That might be a hard job. They're burrowed through the mountainside. Network of burrows and caverns. They eat the rock.
That just seems inconvenient.
Very, for the people who have died.
Right. We discovered that if you there's this gland, I guess, that you can cut into it and it bleeds or whatever, and then you can use it to keep people from turning to stone?
It's the blood.
Okay. Do y'all know about that?
We have some cures, yes. But the issue is, when they turn you to stone, they eat stone.
Oh,
They eat stone?
they
Yes.
turn you to stone and then they eat you.
Oh.
That's terrible.
Well,
That really is terrible.
The cage starts to descend again.
I mean, it's resourceful on the creature's part. I mean, that's how they survive. It's a little terrifying as well.
Very.
Right.
As the cage comes into contact with the sand, motions for you guys to enter.
After you.
I assume the
Adeline goes
horses
straight in.
fit with
Okay.
us.
Oh, the horses. Who's going to put the horses on?
Oh God! And she'll get back off.
Well, I can wait with the horses for the next.
I'll wait with the horses too.
There might be a height issue. You just going to squeeze in there?
Sure.
All right.
I mean, I'm assuming we could stand next to the horses, not on their back.
Oh, that makes much more sense.
Right. I'm not gonna ride the horse into a cage.
I don't know.
Not what I intended.
Well, everyone else, hop on.
Adeline gets back on.
The old Salty Express.
Yes.
It's not really called that.
And he shuts it behind him. And time to go. And it does start to shake a little bit underfoot. And then as it lifts off, it swings a little bit for you guys and you kind of grip on. But it does start to get pulled up further and further. Leaving you guys at the bottom. Who stayed behind? Is it just Kaya and the sisters? Or did Lily go?
I went.
You went. Okay. So it's just Rose and Kaya. For the sake of picking up a little bit of pace.
No. Hey, Kaya.
I was just gonna say something to you, Rose. You know, he talks. He talks an awful lot.
He does. Let's get into that. How
Okay.
does that make you feel?
Well, you know, I think it's pretty neat. He can carry on a conversation for hours. Somebody like him, he seems like he would always find something to talk about.
It does. It does.
I bet he has a lot of good stories. You know, he says they're long, and I think they're not really long sometimes, more so that he just speaks the words really slow and draws them out.
Yeah, that. Or you know how when somebody's talking to you and they're like, oh, let me tell you this thing there. Oh, that's a funny story. And it's really not actually that funny. They're just used to saying that. So maybe he's just used to saying it's a long story and it's a lot of effort for him to maybe say it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It could also be like when you're used to telling stories about your childhood and you preface every single story with, you know, when I was growing up, kind of like that. It's not always about when you're growing up, but, you know, you just kind of get used to saying stories about stuff and when everybody listens to it. You know,
That's. Go ahead.
you know, you're also really good at telling stories.
Well, I've seen a lot of things, and
You have.
and sometimes I feel like they relate to what's going on around us,
Yeah.
and it seems like it would make sense to let you know if I, might have a piece of advice or I could relate something that I've learned to the situation at hand.
Mm. Mm-hmm. And you
I
know
feel
what?
like what?
If you hadn't told a whole bunch of stories yesterday, I wouldn't know anything about turning a snake inside out.
That's true. That's right. We didn't. They, some people eat them and they say it tastes like chicken.
Mm-hmm.
I say chicken tastes like snakes.
Well, I assume that's because you've probably had a lot more snake than you have chicken.
Well, I also think that probably chickens were around. I mean, snakes were around before chickens. I don't even know what that means right now in the context that we're speaking of.
Perhaps it depends on what origin story you believe in.
Well, when dragons, I feel like dragons were the original. They created all this, and they probably made snakes first with their magic and stuff.
Probably. Maybe. Yep. Maybe they just started with amphibian and warm-blooded creatures and then made their way out from there. Cold-blooded? I don't really know. Maybe I should learn more about these things before I'm gonna let you tell all the stories.
And you hear the cage start to descend once more at this point. If you don't have anything else to say, it reaches the ground. I won't make us sit here in silence. So the gates open. I mean, you guys have seen how old Salty did it. So,
all right, we're ready.
Someone pull the latch down.
Yeah, Rose did.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And then it takes off and shakes from side to side, and then slowly, a couple of feet at a time, you start being pulled up, and you get that like sinking feeling, like in an elevator, but like every single time it gets pulled up.
I would focus on keeping the horses calm.
Okay, got it. Roll an animal handling check for me.
I would gladly do
I'm gonna help her.
Okay. Roll with advantage.
With advantage, I rolled a natural 20.
Oh.
So that's a 25.
25. Yep. Even though this is the first elevator that, well, you or the horses have ever been in, you're able to just whisper sweet nothings in the horse's ears and keep it from doing whatever horses would do in an elevator, I guess.
Did you know I whenever we were near the cart, I took some of the salt residue and I put some in my pocket of my cloak here, and I rub it on my hands. And if you let the horses put it in front of the horses, they lick it. You know,
Really?
yeah, animals like salt.
See, here you go, telling me a story, and I learned something. And so I'll try to get some of the salt off his hand and give it to the horse.
Yeah.
Oh, you doing that right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
doing it.
Yeah. I mean, the horses like salt. Starts licking your hand. Seems pleased. And at that point, the cage comes to a stop, and as you turn around, you are met with a huffing and wheezing giant minotaur staring you down.
I'm gonna
And that's
reach
where we're gonna take our little break.
Oh, okie doke.
Yes, we have a giveaway running, guys. There were too many long stories for me to break narrative and tell you all, but I know some of you have been jumping in already. This is for a Norse Foundry giveaway. It is a giveaway. Gift card.
Yes.
Norse Foundry gift card giveaway. Words. Exclamation point giveaway in the chat to enter into that. Does have to be US only, because they do still have to ship it once you buy the thing.
Right.
And yeah, we'll call the winner when we come back. So stick around, guys. We'll be right back to introduce Hunger's Edge properly.
Hello, and welcome back to the Fables of Gahlia on the Swole Initiative Network. That's us. Before we jump right in, we did have a tech issue, so I'm gonna need everyone to in the chat to put exclamation point giveaway back in so that we can collect those names up again. This is the giveaway for the Norse Foundry gift card. US only. You have to be here in order to claim it when we call it. So fucking be here or we move on. Yes. With that aggressive outburst, that seems like a good enough time to move into the show once more. So we pick up with the cage coming to a halt, shaking, with the two horses, Kaya and Rose, inside as you turn around and look out at this hulking, wheezing, breathy, like you can almost see the steam coming out of his nose, big ring between the nostrils, long horns coming out, jet black fur with this piercing blue eyes, Minotaur in front of you.
I'm gonna reach up to my rose and pull one of my magical roses out. Hi.
Thank you for the lift.
Hi. And he
Rose.
takes 2 steps back and then just starts tying it off.
Salty didn't say that there were horses on this load.
No one helps you?
I don't need help.
Clearly.
But what helps is prior knowledge to roughly how heavy the cage is going to be.
Right.
Mental
You could add an
fortitude.
extra. You could add an extra snatch block in there that would allow you to get more leverage and pull heavier weight.
Well, then why don't you rebuild our pulley system?
No, I was just saying, if you knew ahead of time, you could just snap another pulley in there and compensate for the extra weight of the horses. I was just taking your side about prior knowledge.
I'm fucking with you.
Thank God.
Your friends are over there.
Because I thought I was going to have to jump off the mountain here and get out of your way.
Die.
No, I can fall really slow, actually.
He can also fly.
That's an odd way to end a sentence. My name is Utkar.
Utkar.
I am the lore keeper of Hunger's Edge.
The lore keeper?
Yes, I keep the law.
Oh, law.
Lore.
Lore.
Law.
Oh, okay. I'm Rose.
I'm still don't know which one it is.
I don't either.
I don't either. Okay. But Rose doesn't either. She's just going to be like, I'm Rose. I am a keeper of the fate.
Oh. Well, young keeper of the fate. It's quite the station you have.
It is. And
Keep out of trouble.
I mean,
Did you know that we're in the Army of Fate?
I didn't. You just keep coming up with these sentences, though, huh?
Well, it all started back when we all met in.
actually, I'll tell this
Oh,
one.
God, you're like him, aren't you?
I like Ken.
But you said you wanted to tell the story?
I'll
let you
tell
do
the
it.
story. I'll let you catch up with everybody else. I'll be right there.
I'm a busy
Okay.
man. I'm going to keep doing my rounds until they need another cage pull. Like I said, keep out of trouble.
Thank
You'll
you,
need-
sir.
Joyous
For,
gay at hunger's edge.
You're intense.
well, they probably already asked you. I was just going to say, where's the nearest overnight stay? The inn. Is that? I guess we could find it. You know what? I bet Old Salty can probably give us directions. You going about your rounds.
Good luck with that.
And he starts to take his leave.
Bye.
Bye.
Without looking back, just kind of waving over his shoulder.
Man pulled
So-
2 horses and 2 people at the same time. Up a cage. Up the side of a mountain.
And that was the third time he had done it in, what, 10 or 15 minutes?
Right. Which makes me think that maybe he's the law keeper.
I think he said lore, though.
He did
He's
say
probably-
keep out of trouble.
I think he probably can do both at the same time.
Well, he told
You
me
know
a
what? I
couple of
think
times
just
to
his-
keep out of trouble.
I think
really
his
said.
presence, though, just probably keeps people in line.
I would believe
So
that.
maybe. So by default, he is also the law keeper, even though that's probably not his title. I'm pretty sure his title is lore keeper.
Did you say by default?
Yeah, by default, right? Exactly, by default.
I think he said law keeper.
Oh, you met the lawkeeper.
Yeah, the lore keeper.
The law keeper.
Yes, he keeps the law.
Yeah, but he keeps everyone in line.
I can't tell with Adelaide's accent.
This is my new favorite thing ever.
As you guys take in the surroundings, this is sort of like a large like edge of like cutaway into the rock side, basically. There is like a small like corral, basically, of yoke goats that are in there. There are roughly a few in there. No, there's about 7 or 8, all different colorations and things. And you do see 2 white ones that look very, very familiar, like whites and grays. That are the 2 that pulled you over here. As you start to scan across, you see that there are there's not a ton of people here. It's not hugely inhabited, especially compared to the cities that you've been to recently. But there are all types of people here. You see there are. Well, there's not that many humans. There's been a lot more humans that you've seen through the larger cities than over here. But there is you don't see any other turtles either. It's just salty. But you do sort of scan and take in. There is some orcish looking folk, as well as a couple that look sort of maybe elven, maybe half elven. They're wearing very simple attire, just like a loose what's the word, like linen Henley kind of shirts, with like a vest over the top. Some of them are wearing headbands and things that you can see are kind of partially soaked through. It is a very warm afternoon here at Hung's Edge, and the walkways kind of lift off and go around corners and things. It's all built around this the peak of this landmass. But Salty is over by the corral, feeding some of the yote goats. What would you like to do?
Do y'all want to ask Salty for directions, or do y'all want to just start looking around?
We've been trying for the past 5 minutes. He's very intent on feeding the goats currently.
Well, you got to take care of, the livestock before you move on to the fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Well, what I'm saying is you got to take care of your chores and duties before you go on to your leisure activities.
Oh, yes, right. Well, usually where your preceding activities are at least located at, if that makes sense. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Is it a large town?
So this is not large. It's odd, right? In its layout. So as you look at it, there's a lot because it goes vertically. But relative to the size of this pillar, it's nowhere near the size of Elderwich or Vargaden or the bigger cities that you've been to. I guess for floor space, it's maybe a little bit bigger than the little village outside of Vargaden. That I have in my notes.
No.
Where we fought the
Fengard.
Well, we should ask him for at least a general direction. I don't want to go climbing all this if we don't have to.
But think of the adventure we could have trying.
Right.
Or don't. I mean, we still... Hey, Salty, is it okay for us to leave the horses here where the goats are kept? Are there stalls?
Are there stables at the inn, or should we leave them here?
You can leave them in there, I suppose. We don't really have that many horses come through.
I can imagine
I
so.
don't suppose you would. Right.
They're not going to get stepped on or anything, are they? Or how big are the goats? No, am I picturing them so big?
The horses are bigger than the goats.
The horses are bigger than the goats?
By quite a...
No, but my depth perception is a little off. My glasses, I have them on upside down. My depth perception is so off. Everything.
Well, the goats could probably climb up on one of these little ledges and jump down on them, but I don't think they would do that.
That's what I'm talking about.
You ever seen goats when they're babies and they jump and pounce everywhere?
No.
Baby goats.
They're very pouncy. They're very pouncy, kind of like cats.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like kittens and stuff. They're very similar in their behavior when kittens and baby goats.
And I'll kind of nudge up my skeleton cat on my shoulder. Kittens. Just to remind everyone I still have a dead cat on my shoulder. Anyways.
I wonder if you could do something about that. Maybe use your magic to put skin and stuff back on it.
Does it make you uncomfortable?
No, but I just think it might enjoy it better if it was whole again.
Why was skin the only thing that you mentioned to add on to
Right,
it?
there's got to be a lot of other things.
There's a layer of muscle and organs. But also must be
Honestly, what you said is way grosser than this just being a skeleton cat. I don't think that magic exists like that, or if it does, it's so dark.
When I said skin and stuff, and I meant kind of the whole package.
Oh.
Right.
I don't know. I kind of like her the way she is now.
Yeah.
Okay, that works. I mean, if she's happy and you're happy, that's all that matters.
Nice.
To answer your question, young lady, The horses should be fine. I mean, some of them might jump up on top of them and perch.
I
They
don't-
might not like that, but
These horses have been through a lot, and they seem to have handled it very well, so I don't think a couple of goats would really bother them too much.
They're pretty tolerant of change.
So is there someone we can pay to look after them while we're here?
oh,
We-
your money is no good here.
Well,
I
we want to
look
at least.
after the oat goats.
Well, we want to at least pay for the food and the feed that that we take that wasn't accounted for in your budget.
Did
My
you
what?
Did you just say that you look after the yoke goats?
Yes, when I'm here.
Oh. Does someone else do it when you're not?
Well, it's kind of shared between Utgard and Owain.
Oh. So just kind of like a community care.
So, Utgard being the lore keeper, does he have like the stories of how everything came to be here?
That's a long story. No,
But it was a short answer.
yes. No, he just keeps the law.
The law.
The law.
The
The
lore?
law.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's also what I said.
Right, and I knew that all along. The law.
If you had to keep it in letters,
how
how would
does
you
that go?
spell that?
How does that go? How does that go again?
The law?
Yeah.
How would I spell the law?
If you had to put on a sign or something.
If I had to write a sign for Utgard?
Yeah, if you were going to put it outside of his station, would it say the
It would probably just say
For,
Utgard.
keeper of the
I'd probably start
Lore?
with the name. You're not wrong. Utgard.
How would you spell it?
It's an ooh, which is like a U with the two little dots on top of it.
Umlaut.
G,
Umlaut.
G,
Mm-hmm.
A,
You know what? I think we're good.
R.
It's better left unresolved.
You all really don't know how to spell law.
L.
Don't start that line!
A. W. Keeper.
I
Right.
told you. You were
What are you
right.
talking about? I said law keep. Oh, you told me I was right. Yeah, I was right.
That was a roller coaster.
And then some.
I can be like that sometimes. It's fine. Anyways,
So
where's
long
the inn?
story short, your horses should be fine.
Good.
And
that inn-
Utgard is the law keeper.
Right, yes.
Which is why
Is-
he
is
kept
he-
telling me to stay out of trouble.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like his presence would just be enough to keep people from getting out of line.
Ooh, he's a strapping young lad.
I hadn't noticed.
You
He
hadn't?
does have a lot of muscles.
Nope.
He gets it.
Oh.
Oh, before we turn the
What are we doing? I don't know.
Oh my god.
The evolution
love
of
it.
salty.
Now I'm wondering if you should have a Mr. Salty. Maybe Ugart says Mr. Salty.
Oh, I wish.
Maybe.
Maybe in my prime.
Absolutely.
We all
Come on,
want that.
Salty, you're still.
Guitar.
So, by the way, you were gonna tell us where the inn is, and here's 5. You know what? I don't have any money.
You keep forgetting
I was
that, but
gonna give
yet
you
still
some-
trying to give it away.
Yeah. Yeah. Rose, could you give me? Sorry.
Yes, it's not my money that I carry, so of course, I'm just gonna give you like 20 gold. That's yours.
Well, I was just gonna give him 5.
You
That's-
just hold
we
out
have a
his
lot.
hands as you pour a wealth into his.
I'm giving it to Kaya.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Oh,
not
it's-
giving that
okay.
to Salty.
Oh, okay. Okay, and
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
a
put
cart better be a
15
part of this deal if it's going to Salty.
Yeah, I'm gonna put 15 in my pouch and or my pack and give him 5. I'm gonna save some of this for later, so I don't have to keep asking you.
Oh boy!
That's for
Seen this much money in my hand in
that's for the ride and also to help take care of the horses, for the food and whatnot. Even if you said you would do it, without charging us, we feel like we need to pay you something.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Yes, Lost, we still have to pay him.
And he kind of shoots his neck over to one side and pours the money into his shell.
I'm not gonna ask.
The inn that you mentioned is where exactly?
Oh, yeah, it's right over there.
And he points up. It's up like in the. There are 4 levels to Hunger's Edge. The top level, you can't really see it from here, being so close and like further down. But there becomes less and less buildings as you get to sort of the peak. And you would have seen that approaching it. But he points up, not one level, but the next level up. Points at a building that's kind of set with again like a small sort of platform area like you're stood on right now. It's like basically like another cliff edge, but there are like makeshift kind of driftwood like picnic tables, like beer garden picnic tables kind of put together and things. And you can see like the entrance to the building, but you can't quite make out names or anything like that.
You just follow this pathway up, and
Describes the directions that you need to go, sort of traversing back and forth over a couple of these sort of like plank ways, basically going back and forth with there's like rope tied along each side so you can hold it and walk through. These are like very, very narrow like gangways basically that you have to walk across. And then it links up to a couple of ladders, and then you see where the final ladder ends up onto that platform.
Now, is that the second level up or the third?
So this is first level. You're gonna go up one and then up to the next one.
Okay.
All right.
So one from the top.
Does it have a name, Salty? The establishment?
the inn, well, it's less of an inn, more of I don't really know. It's called Life's a Beach.
Cute.
Did you get it?
Yes, actually, yes.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
Because
I don't really get it either.
well, people that aren't happy with their life would say that their life is like a bitch.
Oh.
But this is good. So it's like a beach.
Beaches are good. That's right.
Beaches are good. He gets it.
Not sure
I like 'em.
I've ever been to a beach before until now.
It's very sandy.
Yep.
Beautiful. The noise, that's my cat snoring. I'm so sorry. He's like snoring so loud. Nothing's haunted. It's the cat. I'm sorry.
I was like, what is that noise?
Yeah, one of Poppy's nose holes is kind of plugged on Rose's neck, and it's kind of coming through.
You don't. Fantastic. You don't like the sound of Poppy?
I had never heard that sound before.
Well, she's only been dead for a few days.
I've never heard that sound in my life.
That would be Life's a Beach. Libations and Relaxations.
Wonderful.
Love a tagline. Well, we will be on our way up there. We're so thankful for all your help.
Oh, no, thank you for your help, or I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Of course.
I'd probably still be alive. I mean, like, physically right here.
Right.
Yeah, you'd probably still be making your way down the mountain. But somebody else might have come along.
Maybe.
Well, see ya.
I suppose
I'm glad it was
we'll
us.
see you when we get the horses.
No problem. Bye!
Bye.
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 Okay, so as you take your leave from Old Salty, I assume you're gonna walk the directions that were laid out for you to get to Life's a Beach, or are you exploring yourselves, or it's up to
Y'all
you?
want to explore before we head up? You know what? Let's
What
go get a
time of day
room,
is
and then we can decide what to do.
About what time of day is it? Is it like midday?
After that conversation,
It's nighttime.
like
huh?
midnight. No. I would say it's like after lunchtime. It's like early afternoon.
Okay.
You know, it's time we should eat lunch.
Wow.
Maybe they'll have something in Life's a Beach. Beach. Libations and Relaxations.
It's right there in the title.
They have libations.
Also, my
Drop
cat's
something.
knocking my dice out of my tray.
The cats are on fire tonight.
True.
Nope, that was just Poppy.
No.
Oh, fucking
Oh,
soon. Stop it.
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right,
Yes,
let's.
we're, traversing to the inn.
Directly to the inn. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so going across these gangways, like, this is somewhat hastily put together. I would say you'd be able to kind of surmise from looking at it, especially from coming through so many like established cities. Like these gangways and ladders and things, like they are just ladders that have been put up. The gangways are made of whatever woods could be found in the surrounding areas and whatever is washed up. The ropes, they look strong. They look mainly like something you would see on not on like a ship, like that kind of size, but some kind of like sailing boat. So they are fairly strong and well tied off. But as you get on the gangways, they do start to swing a little bit. And so it takes a moment for you to kind of get your balance and be able to put like one foot directly in front of the other without making the whole thing swing back and forth. And then there are small, like almost like islands of like platform that's cut out, so like one plank will end on some like land that you can get off, and then enter onto the next one, and you start zigzagging your way up this very unique way of putting a town together. The final ladder is in front of you. Who is going to go up first?
Well, and the way I've imagined Rose walking through all these like bridges and ladders and rope swings is like a little kid playing hopscotch. So like she's just like doop ba doop ba doop ba doop, you know, one foot, next foot, you know, maybe hopping on one foot to the next, just kind of carefree.
No, I won't make you roll.
I have wings, bitch. I don't care. I'm not scared.
I meant for everyone else.
I have sticky shoes.
Good luck,
so-
I know.
That
My
is
sister
true,
can walk
that
on
is
walls
true.
and I can
I was
fly.
gonna say I'm like the opposite of Rose. I'm like any wall I can crawl on, I'm on that wall. Like I'm like
You could
grunge
literally
all
walk
my
up the
way
side.
around.
You could just walk up the
now.
side.
Walking up the see you guys in a few minutes.
Backwards walking up the mountain.
Just perpendicular to the wall. Just yeah. So you can scuttle your way across the wall rather than taking the gangway planks if you would like.
Yes.
Excellent. And I imagine you throw all your hair forward in front
Oh
of
yeah.
your face.
It's
before
like the
you do so.
creepiest way I could possibly do it. Yeah.
Excellent.
Legs are over the shoulders, creaking and cracking. Yeah.
Excellent. Like one of those toys that stick to windows and then fall down.
The opposite
The like
way,
acrobat things that you go
Yeah.
in sideways. Like
yeah.
Amazing.
awesome. Yeah, so who's going up the ladder first?
I will.
Okay. It's a long ladder. Make an athletics check for me.
Okay.
Let me hold the ladder steady for you.
Athletics? Good.
Yep.
7.
7. Wait, Kaya, you said you're holding the ladder steady. Is that you trying to flavor assisting?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
17.
There you go. So there's a moment where you're like, okay, I'm gonna go, and then as you're getting sort of 3/4 of the way through, you're like, this is a really tall ladder. But you're able to kind of still yourself and carry on pulling yourself all the way up to the top. Swing your leg over the edge and pull yourself up. Roll onto your back. Pretty tired from that.
The last one's a doozy.
There's not like a ramp or a pulley system for this. This doesn't seem very like. I don't want to do it. I think Adeline has discovered a deep fear of heights in herself.
I'm going to hear that from below and know that it really was hard for me to walk up this ladder and know I have a good idea of Adeline's constitution from having to heal her so much. I'm going to... This might be a bad idea. I'm going to bamf out my wings and go down and grab her up and bring her up top.
I like that you struggled your way up this ladder only to fly back down.
This is Kaya's cold breath all over again.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just like my cold breath in the fire on the wagon. Yep.
Yeah. Is it? You're doing this?
Yep.
Oh, I hate this.
Okay.
I was just gonna...
No, this is worse. This is worse somehow. Oh god, I'm gonna.
But look, you don't have to do anything. And I just like
these golden ethereal wings just sprout from Rose's back, almost like shimmering, like with the sunlight bouncing off of it. And she descends down, manages to scoop you up, Adeline. I am going to ask for a strength check.
Like a princess hold?
I'll say athletics again.
For me?
Yep.
Can I?
You're willingly coming with me, right? Holding on tight.
Yep. It's
Guiding
just
whispers.
legs.
Guiding whispers.
It was.
guiding whispers.
Oh,
okay.
Was that a?
D4.
Okay, so it's a minus.
Minus.
What? 16.
16. Okay.
It was a
Yeah.
journey, but we got there.
You know, pulling yourself up that ladder, your arms are pretty tired. And
But-
in your head, this was going to just be this epic moment of scooping her up and taking her with you.
No,
you
no.
do-
It's
you
gonna
do
be
manage-
epic because I'm gonna use my flex point. Watch. I'm gonna use my flex point.
Now? You've already
Yeah.
succeeded.
I don't care
Okay.
because I want it to be really cool. All right. So I'm like, oh, this is really hard. I don't think Adeline's gonna make it. So I bamp off my wings and then I dive down. I'm like,
Oh.
hold on tight. And then I scoop her up real big.
What? No!
And we like straight up like an airplane that I've never seen before. Go straight up into the sky. And then we just like gently land at the top, like a slow fall right back down to the ground.
Adeline's eyes are shut closed so hard the entire time. She like it takes a while after you land for her to like peek open again.
You can let go of me now because we are back on the ground.
Rose, I believe you left her stomach down here.
I'll just like pat her face. Okay.
Cold sweat.
Well, that's just you and me, Stacks, left with Lost here. I mean, Roz with Lost.
Oh,
Yes,
yes, we
we
have
should
to
head up.
climb this ladder.
I don't.
So
we climb.
much climbing.
Yeah, but you can just run up walls.
Yes, but I don't think this is quite the same thing, Kaya.
Sure,
It's not the same.
it's easier. It's like walls with rungs.
But it's all like dead weight, and the weight is me.
Are you seriously like questioning your ability?
You remember back in the monastery when we used to do like calisthenics and physical training, and how I just somehow managed to come down with a fever?
Yes, but you're still very physically capable.
I mean,
Don't sell yourself short. You could do this
I am selling myself
very acrobatically.
at least a tick too short.
You know, you and I could do this very acrobatically. I'm positive of it.
Acrobat. It's
Yes, I mean-
straight up.
Yes. Just
What
pretend
if
it's
you're
like
like
an.
handicapped or something? Like, how would you stay at the inn? You would just have to stay at Salty's because you wouldn't be able to make it all the way up there. I'm pretty sure.
That's probably what his extra room is for.
Oh, there. Well, let's
As a-
just
as
get
a
this over
DM,
with. If
I
I
feel-
fall, Kaya, just catch me, please.
I will.
As a DM, I felt very targeted by that conversation.
Well, you should think about
I'm sure there
accessibility.
probably
We also-
is.
I was supposed to say, we also
No
didn't
way.
try to find another way.
Yeah, we didn't ask
Investigate.
around.
All right. Give me an athletics check.
Okay. 16 minus 2, 14.
You're still good. You're still good. But as you get to the top and pull yourself over the edge, your arms are just like, they feel like they're 6 inches longer. Like they're just sort of dragging by the side. Your biceps are absolutely burning. But you did it. You did it. You pulled your own weight up that ladder.
Hey, Raz. Life's a beach.
That's, this title just makes more sense by the second.
I get it now.
Adeline is still frozen to the spot where you put her down. Just like,
I think I broke Adeline. I've tried to heal her
Lily-
3 times and nothing happens.
Lily, are you just backwards scuttling up the edge?
Watching
Okay.
all of this nonsense.
I imagine you kind of halfway up, just watching it all happen, so you can take everything in. Great. And then Kaya, make your athletics check.
16. I rolled a 15 plus 1.
16 is enough. So yeah, you do get up, pull yourself over the edge, and yeah, much like Rose when she got up the first time, like it looked a lot shorter from the bottom, but it just kept going, and that was pretty damn tiring.
I don't really know why they don't make the elevator up to the 3rd level, and then that way you could either go up or down, but you don't have to go up all of it at once.
You know what? I bet they do, and we just didn't find that.
I don't think they made plans for this. They
I
just
mean-
built it.
Yeah, I mean,
As
if you
needed.
think about the different planks we were walking across and the swinging things.
I don't want to think about that anymore. Oh god.
It seems very haphazardly put together, but it's almost like when you're a kid and you want to build a treehouse
But no
and you
adult
don't
will
really
help you.
plan it. Yeah, and you don't really plan it out. So you just start hammering and lashing, planks and wood to, the different branches and forks, and you finally come up with a platform, and then you have a rope, and it's kind of like exactly like that, but on a much grander scale.
What is a treehouse?
Right.
Well,
You didn't print blueprints before your treehouse was built for you as a child. Who doesn't have blueprints? Come on. This guy, am I right?
So, some of the larger trees, it's like a little fort that you go and play in when you're a kid.
You've been to the temple, Kaya. There are not trees there.
I didn't say there was a tree at the temple. I know that you didn't have trees, but I was kind of talking in general. I didn't mean to leave you out of that relational.
Do people really build houses in trees?
It's not a real house. It's just more like a playhouse, like a pretend fort type of thing.
There might be people that build houses in trees. Lily
I
and I
bet-
would climb trees when we still climb trees. But, you're up off the ground. It's safer there.
Probably shouldn't climb trees in the Blackwood, though.
No, not in the Blackwood. The trees by the temple were okay.
Yeah. All right. So,
The trees in the Blackwood would
like
eat
I said,
What?
this
Yeah.
is very like a treehouse, but on a much larger scale. Very haphazard,
And not a tree.
and not a tree.
A mountain.
But there's trees on some of these ledges. I think maybe. I don't know.
A mountain. No, you don't know. Maybe a palm tree.
Yes.
Just 3 hours of utter nonsense.
Complete nonsense.
Nothing has happened this session.
But so much has
Welcome back,
happened.
man.
If we got leveled up just on nonsense RP alone, we would be like level 30 by now.
Right as that conversation starts to come to a close, you do hear like thundering, or like maybe not thundering, but like heavy footfalls coming from the ladder, and you watch as it kind of shakes from side to side, and then a dwarf comes over the edge, just pulls himself up and whoop, over the edge, and then just carries on moving.
What is our base? What would I know of dwarves? How would I say that?
What do you know of dwarves?
Yeah, like, is that something I would have, like,
I would say
They're
that you know what a
very
dwarf is.
right. But like, does it look like the dwarves have built this mountainside with the planks on the side of, like, am I?
Give me a history check.
I always
I
ask
guess,
these
yeah.
questions, and I have nothing to add in history. It's a 4, so I have no idea. There's a dwarf.
He's short.
You just saw a dwarf. Could have been a dwarf that built it.
Okay. Hello.
I would like to get further from this edge. Oh, hi.
So, excuse me, sir. We're headed over to the Lives Beach.
Okay.
We're new to the area. All right, never mind. Just wanted to say hi.
Oh,
How are you today?
Oh, God.
I've kind of got a lot of stuff.
I don't mean to hold you up. Go about your business. I'm sorry.
I'm just I'm not normally like rude or anything, but I do have some things.
Sure,
I
go
gotta-
about your business. That's all right.
All right.
Thank you.
Might see you at the bar later.
I have money now. I can buy you a drink.
Good for you. Bye.
I'm gonna lean over to Rose. Be like, no, shit, Lily. What is happening? I'm gonna lean over to Lily and be like, I don't.
Just Betty's face comes out of the sky. Hey, Rose.
Lily, I gave Kaya a little bit of the money that we all hold for each other, and all he does is try to give it away to people.
Maybe he can give it back to you so we can keep it for things we need.
Well, then he asks me for more money all the time. I mean, I don't
Don't
know how
give it.
these things work because we didn't have a lot of money at the temple, and
I mean, it means absolutely nothing to me, but
right.
it seems like we need it to
I mean, it's
I
how people
think-
get things. Maybe I'll say that I can't get into the bag of holding right now. Try again later. Next time.
Oops, error.
Yeah,
Try again later.
I had the wrong passcode.
I don't. Oh, gosh, what is
I forgot
happening?
my password. Okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
Locked out.
Or maybe I'll say, oh, Lily's carrying the bag today. And then when he comes and asks you, I'll be like, oh. Or you can be like, oh, Rose, I'm having a hard time talking. Anyway, you get the point. So I'll just tell him you have it. And you tell him I have it. Okay?
He'll keep going back and forth.
Right. And then we don't ever have to answer the question. Okay.
Yeah.
Foolproof. Okay.
Now we have a plan.
Yep. So while all of this planning goes on, you see another couple of individuals just coming over the ladder like it's nothing. Just like, and then just carrying on. Like, and you can only kind of put two and two together and realize that these people have lived here for a while. And so even though you were struggling, no one else struggles, almost like muscle memory, being able to pull yourself up these ladders and things. And, you know, the manual labor that goes into living on the side of a pillared landmass. It's kind of a lifestyle.
Beach
Life's a
City
beach
over
after
here.
all.
It's very difficult to blend in here. It's kind of difficult for us to blend in anywhere, is what I'm kind of figuring out. But shall we go in?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you can make your way over to the spot that you had seen with the like driftwood tables and things laid out. There are like little bits of sort of moss and a couple of barnacles and things kind of hanging on to the different planks that are all like very like bleached white, you know, that kind of driftwood. And then you see the doorway, which is very well, what's the word? Humble seeming. That's a good word for Hunger's Edge, is just very humble. There's no sort of airs and graces and things. It's just you do what you need. Kind of like Salty's way of life. As you walk in, however, the door opens and this expanse goes inside the landmass. This is actually a really large, much larger than you thought on the outside, building that goes beyond the sort of wooden shack that's out front and extends through. There are multiple lanterns kind of lighting the rock, which as you walk in, like it's all natural rock on the inside, all the walls. There is a wooden floor. And then as you start looking around, you see all of these like rock pools, basically. There are no tables to speak of on the inside. There are bar stools at the bar that extends back into the rockway as well. But where you would expect there to be tables, there are these rock pools that are sort of natural rock coming up to a point. That they're hollowed out and full of water.
Wow. It's really quite beautiful.
It is. It's definitely not what I expected.
Did they expect us to get in the water? instead of sit at a table?
Is there anyone in the water around?
Not right now. It's a little early still. But as you ask the question, Lily, like, should we get in the water? You hear a voice from behind the bar call out and say, "Well, only if you want to, I suppose." And standing up from behind it is a large blue humanoid figure with extended ears and small webbing between his fingers. Adeline, you can make a history check.
Oh. Oh, beans. I have great history, but I rolled so bad. 9.
Oof.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, you don't recognize this race. But he stands there with this like his skin is like a pale blue and his hair is a much darker blue that's just, it's cut short and kind of like spiked off and quiffed to one side. It kind of looks like he's been in salt water and it's just kind of, you know, like stuck in that sort of like beach kind of way. And he wears a white linen shirt, very loose with a red sash belt, and what are like gray black pants that are turned up all the way to the knee, barefoot, and he leans on the bar and says, "So, I am Lewin, and who might you strangers be?"
Hello, Adeline Beaumont. And we heard there might be a place to stay here. We inquire after rooms.
Rooms? Absolutely. I can see to those for you. Yes, well, are you needing rooms right away? Are you staying for libations?
Yes and yes.
We're kind of hungry too. We just came in off the trail.
Food? Well,
It would
I
be
hope
nice
you
to
like
talk.
seafood.
Sure. I spent some time aboard a ship and pretty much had nothing but seafood for
Some time aboard a
Yes.
ship.
Yeah.
Anything I need to know?
Well, I was traveling and I helped out to earn my passage a little bit. I helped out a little bit.
Excellent. Always good to establish. Yes, we do have 3 rooms available. This isn't really the main purpose of the building, unfortunately, but would that be enough?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah.
We share.
Excellent. Do you require the keys now or later, or?
Now would probably be good.
Yes, I'd like to go change clothes into another pair of clothes that look exactly like the ones I'm currently wearing.
We do that a lot.
Consistent. I like that.
It's good to have a signature look, you know.
Absolutely.
I used to wear like pants, kind of like you're wearing, but now I wear this
Skirt.
kilty dress thing.
Yes, and we're all free to make our own choices.
Yes, my
It
boots
looks
have
wonderful. Beautiful choice.
a large amount of salt in them currently. I don't really want to go into why, but I would love to get that key. How much are the rooms going to cost us for the night?
5 silver a night.
Great.
I'll hand him all of it for all 3 rooms.
Cool. Yeah, so 15 silver. Excellent. And he hands you guys keys that are like almost like have a little bit of verdigris to them. They're kind of like a coppery, brassy kind of color, but there's a little bit of greening to them. They don't look very well used. As he did say, there's not a lot of people that come through this area. But you are free to head to your rooms.
Lewin, did you say?
Lewin, yes.
Lewin? Are you from here?
I mean, I am now.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone like you before.
You know, not that many people have until they've seen me.
Really? So you're
Yes.
like one of a kind?
No. Oh, I see. Forgive me. I'm a sea elf.
Wow. Well, it's really nice to meet you. My name is Rose.
It is wonderful to meet you, Rose.
Well, that's complicated. I am...
Oh, I was just making a joke. I thought you were going to say human.
Nope.
It's fine. I'm not prying.
No, it's all right. I don't mind telling you. I am what they call an ASMR. Really no secret, because I was literally just flying outside your door a little bit ago, so I'm not really trying to hide anything from you.
An ASMR. I see.
Yes?
Well, then we are 2 rarities around these parts.
And I'm a completely normal human girl.
She is. Don't ask questions about her.
I was about to say it, but then you took the words right out of my mouth.
It's really nice to meet you.
And you as well. I hope to see you downstairs as well later.
Sure. Wait, is this not the downstairs where we are right now?
This is the downstairs. You'll follow the bar around, and then you'll see a small wooden staircase that goes up and turns the corner a little bit, and then there's a small hallway, 3 small rooms. I do apologize. They're not built for size.
But you were
Alright.
kind of limited on space given the dimensions of the spire, I suppose.
Indeed, yes. The rock and how much I could afford for the dwarves to help me mine through without collapsing said rocky pillar.
So you own this place?
I do. This is my establishment.
Well, it's lovely.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you have tables?
Well, this is life's a beach.
I don't know what that means.
We're still learning.
I mean, it just means that life is a beach. It's enjoyable.
Well, this is our first time to the beach.
Oh, well then it's your first time enjoying life, I see. Well,
It's my second time, actually.
second time to the beach. Wonderful.
Well,
And so
We'll go with that.
Yes, well, once you take your drinks, you can either sit at the bar and converse with myself, or one another, I suppose. I don't have to be there. Or you can take your drinks into the rock pools.
Is there a benefit to sitting in the water? Is it mineral rich or something?
Yes, there's lots of the natural minerals from the rock in there, and also towards the evening there is some thermal activity that actually heats the water, and so
Ooh.
it is
That could
rather
be very
enjoyable. That's the
healing.
relaxation part of life's beach libations and relaxations.
So this is a question from me, like to the DM. I missed the dimensions of these pools. How big are the pools?
The pools, you could probably fit like
Like a
six,
small,
like
so
six
they're like
people in
hot
comfortably.
tubs.
They're
Yeah.
like hot.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Hot tubs.
Okay.
Oh, we did it. We're on a bad episode.
It's been fairly intense for a little while.
Yep.
You know.
Well, that sounds wonderful, actually. So
Well, excellent. You'll have to change into something waterfaring and make your way back down.
Oh, yes, I
What's
believe I
that mean?
packed a bathing costume.
You said something about seafood. Is there something on the menu?
We don't really have a menu. It really just depends on sort of seasonal catches and things. Like I said, we don't really have that many visitors to the place. More migratory than anything. But I can make my rounds to the fish market and see what's there. See if there's anything interesting for you that maybe you hadn't snacked on before.
I think all of it would be rather new for us.
Oh, wonderful. I will have to put together a special platter for you.
How exciting. I think I will off away to my room for a brief time just to there is an awful lot of salt in my shoes and it's really quite uncomfortable.
well,
I'm just doing the math, and if we stay two to a room, ladies to gentlemen,
It doesn't work that way.
well, you and I, Roz, we always stay in the same room,
I'm not
And I-
staying in a room with
and I-
Lost.
We know.
and I know that the
Adeline,
sisters
you
always
can
stay
stay with
together.
us. You can stay with us. You can stay with Lily and I.
So Lost gets his own room? That's so not fair.
But I
Look,
want
I
to
just
live
gave you
in
3
the
rooms. You divvy them up as you want.
I guess if he's drunk enough, he'll just be asleep the whole time.
I don't
Go.
use a bed.
We don't. Yeah.
All right.
I don't think Lost does either. He just kind of passes out wherever he's at.
I don't sleep, so I don't even need one.
Well, let's put our stuff down. You know, I was wanting to do something. I want to run out and climb to the highest part of the pillar. I want to try something.
Okay.
I'm not
We'll
going
get-
out there.
We'll get to that in a second. What would everyone else like to do?
Lily and I will go to a room. We will invite Adeline to join us if she'd like to. Otherwise, she can figure it out with Lost.
And she stomps into the room, kind of. She like looks between the two. And she'll go into the room with the girls because she's definitely seen Lost pee in the corner of like his own room before.
Wow.
That's fair.
I love that he's not here to defend himself.
I know.
wouldn't.
It's just
But
like-
even if he was, he would be like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair."
you
Yeah,
don't
and I'll deal with it. But Adeline does want to do a ritual when she gets into the room,
I'm just gonna
and
start.
gets all the salt out of her shoes.
I'm just gonna start freaking out about the fact that we have to be in the water, like not fully dressed, and I don't understand what you're meant to wear in the water.
I need to keep my corset on. I don't know.
That's right.
Why don't they have tables?
They did.
Not everyone wants
could
to
just sit
sit
at
in
the
the
bar.
water. Not everyone wants to sit at the bar. It's not when you're talking to other people and you're sitting at the bar, you're all in a line and it's
It is hard to
awkward and we're
talk.
already awkward enough.
That's true. But I mean, I'll sit at the bar with you. That Lewin guy seems really nice, so I'll sit there with you and we can chat with him.
He
And
has
that keeps
really
me
cool
out of the
hair.
water.
Also, what are you supposed to wear? You're supposed to like
Like a bathing costume. Like, have you ever gone to the seaside with your family?
No.
I died.
Right, and
Oh,
yeah,
and my
and my
father
parents
thought I
are
was
dead
dead.
as well, and my aunts. We've been running the temple. Like we've never been to the seaside.
Right. It was insensitive for me to put that forward.
may have
I
been
recognize
confused.
that now.
All right.
I'm sure my
What did you say? You? Oh wait, I'm not there.
I
Nope.
may have
Nope.
I may have been to the seaside before, but I would not remember that at this moment.
Adeline's kind of digging around in her bag and then pulls out like a full-bodied, like one of those like long line looking like old school bathing costumes with like a little
Yes.
skirt attached, just like like this. You ever seen? You can borrow it if you'd like. If you want to go in the water, I might have something else.
No, I've never seen that before.
I have to wear a corset at all times.
Oh, right, because your insides will. Right. We have some unique challenges as a group.
Me too.
Yes. I don't quite like the idea of going out in my bathing costume in front of everyone either. That's, I mean, why? We have time
You
before
packed
dinner, and
it,
if we
though.
are. Well, I did.
You
Well,
were
just in case.
prepared.
I wasn't sure if I was going to go to like a bathhouse when I was in the city. I definitely didn't expect to end up in a seaside town where I had to climb a ladder, but I didn't climb a ladder. Instead, an ASMR flew me so far into the air. Today has been really interesting.
And if you hadn't had your eyes shut so tightly, you would have been able to see so far.
So far down, yes.
I was
could
looking
have-
out, but yeah.
I'm going to be talking to myself a little bit for the next 10 minutes or so. Just don't pay me any mind.
You're talking to me, whose sister is always talking to spirits. I'm not
You're
gonna be
right.
bothered by this at all.
All right.
I'm not
Fantastic.
talking to myself though.
No, you're always talking to spirits, but not
Right.
me. Hey, you have fun, Adeline.
Okay, Adeline's gonna go sit like in a space like between like a wall and a bed and just kind of like, okay, this is my little square where no like okay. And she's gonna start casting Find Familiar as a ritual from her book.
Ooh, okay. So we'll come back to that as you start casting. Sisters, did you want to
I'm just
do
gonna
anything?
I'm just gonna lean over to Lily when Adeline sits down and be like, she needs, like, sisters. Like, seriously. Okay. She has a little brother. It's not the same. She needs sisters.
Boys are weird.
Yeah. Anywho, and I'll just plop down on the bed. Put my feet up.
Are there any spirits?
Ooh. Make a wisdom check.
That's gonna be a 14.
14. So as you kind of extend your senses out to the in-between, right? The between life and death, you sense that where the area is fairly new, you don't get a strong sense of like death, or like if you were in a city, you would feel a sort of pull towards like a cemetery where you would know that the dead were there, that kind of sense that you have towards where spirits would be. As you reach out, it's not that there's no spirits or dead, but this is very different for you to be in a place where a lot of people live, but with such a low presence of death, if that makes sense. So you don't really see any spirits right now, but that is what you get from it.
Cool. Rose,
Yes?
where do they bury their dead?
Being a grave domain cleric, would I be able to, like, logically, I would, cemeteries, burying dead, making sure that you don't soil the land, like those kinds of things. Like, where would I assume?
I mean, there are surrounding lands. There is the mine. There is the ocean.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna say. You know what? They probably give them like a ocean burial. Like I've heard, like if someone dies on a ship in the ocean, they send them into the water. So maybe something like that. Because, not everyone has the ability to make sure that bodies don't decompose at a rapid rate to get back to land and for a proper land burial. So maybe if they've been around these waters their whole life, maybe that's just the proper burial that they know.
Strange.
Maybe I'll ask Lewin. He's a sea elf, and he would know lots of things like that. I'm assuming that means that you're not seeing anyone.
No.
Well, keep an eye out.
On the windowsill.
I probably could, but
It's a new skill.
If Lily could cast alarm, that's what it would be.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
There will be a time when Lily's eye comes out. Just wait, you guys.
Oh, God.
We're still early in the campaign.
I can't wait.
Raz, are you doing anything in particular?
Just going back to the room.
Yep. Okay, then you find a room with there are 2 beds, one at either side of the wall. There is a small space in between. There is just one trunk that's set up under the window, which is kind of like a bay windowsill that you could kind of sit on and kind of look out the window if you needed to. But that it's a very, very simple room. So that brings us to Kaya, who is going to try and reach the peak.
Roz, come with me, Roz. I want to try something. I want you to see this.
You're not doing anything dangerous, are you?
It's not dangerous.
That's usually what someone says right before they do something dangerous. Yes, okay, I will go with you.
All right. So I want to go to the highest point on the peak that where the city is, the village is. I want to get up to the top.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty good with directions, like as a being. So just give me a survival check. As you
If complaining the whole time we are going there can offer advantage.
I don't need it. 23. I don't need it. 23.
Okay, yeah. So it takes you a few minutes, and it's kind of like doing like one of those maze puzzles that you get on kids menus, and you're there trying to like trace your way like through the walkways and the ladders and things, and it's it's like Mario and Donkey Kong like trying to go and jump over the barrel over there and then get up that ladder. And you're like, okay, yeah, I think I got it. And so you can head that way.
Okay. And when I get to the top, I want to get to the edge. And I'm going to say,
so the top here is in front of a like a very wide building, and it's the only one up here. And there is a fence around the front of it, sort of it's mainly stone, this fence, but there are sort of iron sort of like grates along it, so it's like maybe 3 foot of stone, and then on top of that is iron bars leading it up to be maybe 7 foot total.
okay.
But there's this single building on top.
Give me a boost. I want to get up on top.
So do you want to get on top of the whole thing? Okay, then you're gonna have to scramble up the loose rock on the side.
Okay. Well, I just want to get to where I can jump off from a very high point.
You could jump off of this point and it would be
Okay.
very high. There's not
That's
much.
good.
There's not much above this single building that would then be the flat top of the entire landmass.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. I'll be right back. And I would like to use my flex point, and I want to do like my best, like Olympic high platform cliff diving, somersaulting, spinning, flipping thing on the way down, and then I'll get to about like 40 feet above the ground, and I'm gonna bamf out my wings and like catch air, and fly back up, and kind of fly around, look at the thing, kind of spiraling back up until I get back to the top.
All right. Give me either an athletics or an acrobatics check.
14 plus.
I know you're flexing on it, but
Yeah, so it's 14 plus 8, 22.
Okay, yeah. So, Raz, Kaya kind of taps you on the side and says, "Watch this," and then takes off towards like the flat cliff edge, and steps off in such a way that he just puts a little bit of spring on his step, and like backwards somersaults forwards, and then off the edge. Kaya, as you are falling, you do manage to kind of the force of the air hitting you kind of aids you in your sort of acrobatics, and you're able to sort of transition through many different shapes, like you said, just like an Olympic diver. And then just as your head starts to pull back around to facing down, you're like, oh shit, the floor's getting pretty close. You allow your ethereal emerald wings to flow out, and they're not physical, so they don't catch the air as hard as physical wings would. So you are safe from being just like whipped out of the air. But you are able to just pull on the force of the air going underneath the wing, and just pull yourself up. And with all of that momentum that you've gained from falling, you and Rhapsody, just as you are running over to the edge to check on your friend, this green emerald blur just up in front of you, spiraling up into the sky.
And I'll make like one more last little like spiral and flip, and then come back down and I'll light right next to him. And I'm just gonna say that's the highest I've ever flown before. I've never flown that high before. That was so much fun.
Fun's not the adjective I would use, but as long as you had fun, I guess it's all right.
I want you to experience that.
Maybe one day.
Okay. All right. Let's go to our room. Let's get ready for some seafood feast.
Okay.
Did you see anything fun?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more people here than I thought. But I wasn't paying that close of attention. I was just kind of admiring the view, and yeah, it was pretty amazing. You know, just felt like flexing my wings, and then just thank whoever allowed me to flex them for that opportunity.
Well, you're pretty amazing, Kaya. But I am getting quite hungry, so hopefully this Lewin guy can make us something good.
I think he can. He seems like the kind of guy who knows what he's doing.
Excellent. So, yeah, pulling back down into Life's a Beach, returning back to your rooms. One last thing before we finish out. Adeline, you've been casting Find Familiar.
I think as she's doing this, if the two of you glance over, like she focuses on her spells normally when she casts them as a ritual, but she's really kind of trying to channel all of her power and summon up or keep any distractions out of her mind and summon up all that she can to kind of go into this spell. And I would like to, if I may, use my flex point during the casting
Look at you all.
to to like connect the spell with the energy of the book and kind of create a I imagine like the book is open in her lap and shadows are starting to take the form of a small white lab rat with its pink little tail. But if I may channel that energy into altering its form a little bit, I think it has a cluster of red eyes on either side, and as like it yawns into existence, and Adeline says, "Welcome back, Duchess." Its mouth opens and like a multi-tongue kind of like comes out a little bit. If I may.
I'll allow that.
Sick.
Yes. So two clusters of red eyes on either side, all sort of blinking out of sync with one another as Duchess yawns, and out comes this dripping, inky tendril that splits out into 4 or 5 different edges before...
You're just so cute. She's going to take a ribbon out and tie it on its tail and slip Duchess into her vest pocket.
Excellent. Best use of flex point. I want a familiar, but with more tongues.
And
Like,
eyes.
as many tongues. You can fit so many tongues in this baby. No one click that.
Yo,
No one
dog,
click
I
that.
heard you
No one
like
click that.
tongues. I won't finish that meme. Yes, go on, please, someone take this somewhere.
Well, I guess we both have some pretty cool little friends.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. If Poppy puts her eyes on Duchess...
She doesn't
Well,
have
actually,
eyes.
I don't really know what... It's true, and I don't really know what harm she could do. If she swallows her, I'll just pick her out of her ribs. Like, it's not like it's
There's no
going
harm.
anywhere. Oh, it could be a little fun game for them to play. Isn't that right, Duchess?
A little game of cat and mouse.
Excellent. So, admiring our furry and furless friends, that is where we're going to close out tonight. Welcome to Hunger's Edge, guys. We hope you enjoy your stay. Thank you, everyone who has hung out with us through this time.
I have to do the giveaway.
Yes, we are going to call the giveaway. Thank you for everyone who has stuck around for the end.
Are we doing it now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready? Okay, go. Are you here?
Old Tanker 96.
Are you here?
Are you still here?
You gotta be here. Say something.
Are you here?
Oh,
So
Tanker!
Yes.
Yay!
Awesome.
Excellent. Hey,
Awesome.
jump into our Discord so that you can give me, Swole Initiative, a for the love of salty. So you can give me a message, Swole Initiative. You'll find me. Message me. Just send me the word gift card so that I know what I need to chase up with you. and I will get that sent out. I believe these are going out via email, so you guys can get these a lot faster. And it's much easier for us to keep up with. So awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you to Norse Foundry for all of the giveaways that we get. Thank you for everyone, for everything. This has been another fantastic month of awesome games. We've got new stuff. We've got old stuff coming back. I love this place, and I love you guys. We're going to find someone to raid, right?
How about Distal's place?
Yes, let's do it.
I think that's working.
So
yeah.
If you're not already following, just hit that follow button before we go and raid. You'll get a character rolled on screen, and it helps us out a ton if you liked what you saw. And we're going to go and raid Distal's place, who we got to meet at Gen Con this year. So sneak in to the raid, throw some raid emojis up. You'll actually get some and you'll get some bonus channel points as well, so that you can come back for the following game. I think we're going to be off on Monday for Halloween. We're going to spend some time with family and friends and things, and so we encourage you to do the same. And yeah, we will be back next Friday. Yes. Friday for the next installment of the Fables of Gahlia. So thank you so much, guys. You have been wonderful. We love you. Thank you for starting your weekend off the right way, and have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.